Hello everyone, welcome to the another lecture of elements, compounds, symbols and formula class 6. Myself Suman Singh. So in the last class we were discussing about or we have discussed about molecules, right? So now we will take one example which is water, and we will take the example of water and we will try to learn what is water is, either it is a compound or it is an element or it is a molecule. Okay, so when we talk about the water, water is water. When we are not knowing much about the water, we have seen that water earlier, when we were not knowing about them, we thought that it is an element. Okay, but later on it was found that it is what, it is a compound. Okay, so now what we have seen, water, later on we have seen that when we have tested this water, we found that water is made up of two component. Okay, one is hydrogen, okay, another one is oxygen. So when they both, what, hydrogen and oxygen combine in a fixed ratio, which is 1 is to 8 by mass, it will form water. Okay, and from the whatever the sources the water is taken and tested, the ratio of hydrogen and oxygen is found to be same, right? So what does it means, that if you are taking water from a river or from a pond or from any lake or from a tap water which you used to use in our house, or any mineral water, you will see the composition. When you will test that water, you will find that the composition of water, in the composition of hydrogen and oxygen in water is 1 is to 8. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Now next is what we have seen, that the property of water are entirely different from those of the constituent element, which is hydrogen and oxygen. So when we have seen the property, just like the physical property or chemical property, as we know that water is made up of what, hydrogen and oxygen, right? But when we have seen, when we have compared the properties of water with hydrogen and oxygen, we found that the properties of hydrogen and oxygen is entirely different from that of water. Okay, as you can see, hydrogen and oxygen are gases, but the water is what, it is a liquid under normal condition, right? As we know that what, water is what, it is a liquid, right? But when we talk about oxygen and hydrogen, it is what, they are gases, right? But water is a liquid under normal condition, right? And one more thing, the very important thing is that hydrogen burns itself, as we know that, right? But oxygen support in burning. Without oxygen we will not be able to burn anything, right? Hydrogen burn itself and oxygen support in burning, but when they two are combining together in a fixed ratio, 1 is to 8, right, they are forming water, which is help in putting out the fire, right? So as we have seen, right, entire their properties of water is entirely different from that of oxygen and hydrogen, right? So now one more thing, when we talk about the molecules of water, that cannot be broken down into its constituent element, which is hydrogen and oxygen, by simple physical method. If now suppose if we want to break that water into an hydrogen and oxygen, it will not be possible with a very simple process, okay, or any physical process. If we are applying any physical process, if it is not possible to break water into hydrogen and oxygen, okay, then how we can break this? It is, its component can be separated by a chemical process known as electrolysis. Electrolysis is a process which you will learn in higher classes. Okay, so through the process of electrolysis we can separate um, hydrogen and oxygen in from the water. Okay, now next is what, heat and light are produced when hydrogen and oxygen burn together and chemically combine to form water. Okay, what will happen? Heat, when you will see that heat and light will produce, okay, when hydrogen and oxygen burn together, okay, and chemically combine, it will chemically combine to form what, water. Okay, so I hope you have understood this, right? Now next is an example of common salt. So what you can see, common salt, which is what, NaCl, right? NaCl, right? So this NaCl is made up of what? This is a sodium, okay, sodium, and this is what? Chlorine. There's sodium chloride, which is NaCl, which we use in our house to cook food, right? Salt, namak. That salt is made up of what? Sodium and chlorine. Okay, so this sodium and chlorine combine together to form what? Sodium chloride, right? Now again, if you will see, this sodium chloride is what? It is a compound. Okay, and when you see the properties of this sodium is a very highly reactive metal. Okay, if you will leave this sodium in a room, it will burn itself by taking oxygen from the air, right? So that is why this sodium is stored in a kerosene. Okay, next is chlorine. When we talk about this chlorine is a very poisonous gas. Okay, so now, but when we will see the properties of this NaCl, and these two properties, and these two will combine together to form NaCl, right? Now when we see the properties of this NaCl, its property is entirely different from chlorine and sodium, right? So we will see this, it is also written here, right? So when we talk about the sodium chloride, okay, it is made up of what? Sodium and chlorine, right? And sodium is what? It is a metal, and it is stored under kerosene. As I have already told you, it is stored under kerosene oil, right? As it react very fast with air and water, right? Now next, when we talk about the chlorine is what? It is a reactive greenish yellow gas, okay, which is poisonous, right? And when these two elements combine chemically, they form what? Common salt, which we use in our house, right? And which is non-poisonous, colorless solid substance, right? Which we use in our food, and which we use in our food which we use in our food to add taste and to obtain nutrients, right? I hope you have understood this, right? Now as you can see, these two element present in the salt, which is what? Sodium and chlorine are, right? This can also be separated by electrolysis, okay, not by, and this can also be separated by a electrolysis, a chemical process, not by any physical process, okay? So I hope you have understood this, right? Now next we will see some of the things which is written here. As you can see, composition. When we will see the percentage or proportion of element, when we talk about the H2O is made up of what? Hydrogen and oxygen, right? And in this how it is made in a ratio here, if one part is hydrogen in a water molecule, one part is hydrogen and 8 part is oxygen, okay? Now again, when we talk about the carbon dioxide gas, it is made up of what? Carbon and oxygen, okay? Here 3 part is carbon and 8 part is oxygen, okay? Now next is what? When we talk about the nitrogen dioxide, it is made up of what? Nitrogen and oxygen, okay? Here nitrogen is 7 part and oxygen is what? 16 part, right? Now next, when we talk about the calcium oxide, it is made up of calcium and oxygen. As you can see, calcium is 5 part and oxygen is 2 part, right? Next is NaCl, right? So it is made up of sodium and chlorine, and here 23 part of sodium and 35.5 part of what? Chlorine, okay? Here ZnCl2, zinc chloride, is made up of zinc and chloride in a ratio 65:71. They used to combine to form zinc chloride, right? So what we have to see that here we have to note that two or more element can also form mixture, okay, like iron and sulfur. If you will mix iron and sulfur, they will form mixture. But in in that in the but in that case, what will happen? But in that, they do not combine chemically and have not fixed proportion. Means what? If we will add iron and sulfur, it will not combine chemically, right? It will not be in a fixed proportion. They can be separated by any physical method, okay, right? They are not compound. I mean to say, they are not compound, they are just a mixture, okay? But when we talk about in compound, elements always combine in a fixed proportion, okay? As we have seen, water, oxygen, zinc chloride, whatever we have seen, right? They are in compound, the element always combine in a fixed proportion. Example, as you can see, from the whatever the sources we collect water, and purity it is obtained, it will be and purity it to obtain pure water, okay? It will be always be have a fixed formula, which is H2O. As I have already told you, right? If we are talking about taking water from pond, river, anywhere, its composition will be fixed, its formula will be fixed, which is H2O, right? Its formula will be fixed, which is H2O, right? So what we can say, two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom combine to form water. H plus O2 will give what? H2O, right? So here we write 2, here we write 4, okay? 2 to the 4 here, 2 to the 4, and oxygen is 2, oxygen is 2. So this is the basic formula for water, right? So here what is happening, two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom combine to form water, okay? Now any change in the proportion of hydrogen and oxygen will make a different compound, okay? Suppose we are taking, if we are, what we are doing, if two hydrogen, what we are doing here, if we are changing the composition, if in place of this, if we are using two hydrogen atom and two oxygen atom, if two hydrogen atom and two oxygen atom, when it will combine, it will form hydrogen peroxide, which is H2O2, okay? You have seen, right? Composition has entirely changed. So what I means to say that if any change in the proportion of hydrogen and oxygen will make a different compound, okay? Example, if two hydrogen atom and two oxygen atom are combined to make a compound, it will be different from the, it will be a different compound, which will be H2O2, which is hydrogen peroxide, okay? Like this, if we are using here, what we have seen, 4H plus O2 will give what? 2H2O, right? This is what? This is water. Here this is the normal formula, but when you talk about the hydrogen, H plus O2, or here if we are using 2H2 plus 2O2, we will get H2O2, okay? This is what? This is hydrogen peroxide, okay? So as you can see, right? I hope you have understood this, right? In the same way, NO2, N2O or NO are different compound, okay, and made up of nitrogen and oxygen in different proportion, okay? So I hope you have understood this, right? So now we will say this one will be your homework, okay? You do it at home, right? And send me in the class 7 chemistry group, not in the personal number, okay? You send it in the class 7 class 6 chemistry group, okay? uh, After that, in the next class we will learn about atoms and molecules, okay? Till that, thank you.